Well, here you go. Still plugging away on the 68 Galaxie. I got the rear shoes rear drums off to take a look at the shoes, and you can see they're thin, but they haven't hit the rivets. This drum is really smooth. There ain't much of a lip on it either. Measuring that's gonna be fun. I bought the Eastwood dial indicator for cylinders, and it's got some really long ones on there. But the issue with that thing is, unless you know and it doesn't tell you what the measurements are, unless you have something to measure it accurately, it's almost useless, because all it does is gives you a dial indication of how many parts are on it, but they don't tell you exact measurements on the pieces. So, but anyways, I can also take it to work and have them measured out and see if they're turnable, and then we'll go through this. Learn my lesson with buying cheap wheel cylinders. I'll probably just rebuild these since everything looks decent. Now we can get a good look at the frame here, since that. Before, I thought, because of the weird way this gradual swoop is in the frame rail, without ever getting too much underneath it, that the frame was bent. But as you can see by all the undercoating on here, that's crusty, that if this thing would have been hit and actually was bent, you would see indications in the undercoat. But I can see it, you know, we're all derby guys, so you know there's a little bit there, but then it's hard to say if that's not just where this nutsert is. But it don't really matter, because I'm going to do this right. When I get it up and running, I'm going to take it to a frame machine. I've already started building the pieces to mount on the back and attach everything properly so it'll all pull out just like it went in. You can see the gas tank, which I'm going to have to pull that out and take that down to make sure it's clean. Somewhat of a unique, to me, I haven't seen this in person. It's a 3-link with a panhard bar. There's this link over there, there's 2 there, so not too bad. A non-9-inch rear end, I have no idea what it would be designated. It's pretty beefy looking, but anyways, whatever, it's good enough for now. If I get crazy with it down the line, yeah, maybe we'll stick a 9-inch, and at that point maybe stick disc brakes on the rear. Speaking of disc brakes, I already told you what you were going to expect, which you already saw, but let's take a look at it anyways. Too dark, let me go get the light. Or can I turn the light on? Yes. Aha. Come on. There should be some way to turn this light on. There we go. Not much of a light, but it'll help out. Now, as some of you know, I work for a place doing Datsun 240s. And one thing I've noticed while I've been at the place building Datsun 240s is they love to copy Fords. They have a very similar way of mounting their rotors to their hubs, just smaller. They even, in fact, looking at this transmission, which I'd like to do more research on, standard C4 Ford, they make almost identical copy of that in their automatic cars. You don't see too many older automatic Z cars, but there are out there. They're just not wanted, that's why you don't see too many of them. But anyways, so I was always, my plan is like, I wonder if a Ford bell housing would fit on that transmission. Then you could stick a small block Ford in a Z car, maybe somewhat easy. The weird thing about the transmission is it's built backwards. Shifters on the other side, of course, because they drive on the other side of the road, but it's just, even the, some people call it a parental switch, the park neutral safety switch, is exactly the same, just backwards. Even looks like an interchange, but then of course It'd be going backwards. But anyway, there you go. You can see what's going on here. Check into these drums, get some new shoes, of course, drain the fluid, pull the training out and reseal it so I don't have the problem I'm having with the Ford right now with a rear main seal. I power the pump. The O-ring around the pump is leaking, so that thing's a monster to get out. So I've just been dumping a lot of fluid in it. But anyways, if I'm gonna go through all the trouble rebuilding the motor, I might as well at least do the minimum of resealing the transmission. So I know you're saying, why don't you rebuild it? Well, these carts are easier to put a overdrive tranny in it, so if it gets to a point where I'm going to do a tranny rebuild, I'm just going to go to an overdrive. It's not that bad. So there you go. It's just a little more slow progress. Oh, question. Let's see if we can get this up. Now, these are the rims I'm running. And everybody's going to think, why don't you go out and get some fancy rims? Really? For a four-door, you think I'm going to go out and I should go out and buy some Boyd wheels or something dumb? No. There's a reason I'm using these. Because of the police hubcaps that go on here. But, smaller 4-bolt pattern. These are 6-inch wide. I would like to find some at least 7-inch wides for the back. I'm sure after putting 425 horsepower in this car, I'm sure the rear end ratio is high, but I'm still betting this car on 235 75 15 tires will be squirrely as heck. I do plan on putting a nicer tire on it, a performance tire. Why not? But still, I know it's going to be squirrely. Yeah, I don't know, people are going to say, well, you can make your own. I've done that before. Not sure if I really want to do that again. I've taken rims, actually. I've done it the insane way. I've taken, say, this rim. I've cut it straight down the center. Took the time to measure it out perfectly. Cut it right down the center. And I've stuck it and added in 8 inches. Now, I don't have benders in that. I did it with nothing more than sledgehammers and a good pair of combat boots, using my foot to bend that 1/4-inch steel, or actually it was 1/8-inch steel, sorry, 1/8-inch steel around so I could weld it in there. And those rims came out damn good. I welded it inside and out and grounded good. You would have never known, except for the fact that these rims don't come 8-inch wider. You know, they're monsters. See, 8 on the 6 is math. 12 inches, there you go. But anyways, yeah, I made them for a sand rail because I wanted bone stock steelies. And the most amazing part was they were perfect. They were like within like 1/1600th of an inch practically when I checked that round out, and I never had any balance issues with them. I don't know if I'd ever do that again. I was much younger in those days. I was much better then. So there you go. I know what everybody's going to say. Oh, you need some 24-inch dunks, right? No, whatever. Okay, so that's it. That's the progress so far. I'm going to keep going. It's too hot for today. I'm stopping. So there you go. See ya.